On a rain-washed evening in rural Pennsylvania, a young woman named Clara discovered an antique chest buried beneath her grandmother's attic floorboards. Among faded wedding gowns and forgotten letters lay a small, crimson-bound diary locked shut by rusted brass. The lock bore no keyhole, just a strange etching resembling an unblinking eye that seemed to shimmer under candlelight. Clara attempted to pry it open, but the metal refused to yield, biting her fingertips when she forced it with a knife. As the cut drew blood, a faint tremor ran through the pages within, as if something alive stirred beneath the cover. She stepped back, heart pounding, whispering that perhaps some things are meant to remain sealed. That night, the diary rested on her nightstand, untouched and lifeless, or so she believed. At precisely 3:14 a.m., faint scratching sounds woke her. When she turned on the lamp, her pupils dilated at the sight. The diary's cover was pulsing gently, as if drawing breath. Against dread's warning, she reached for the lock and found it warm, like skin under fever. It trembled once and then fell open on its own, revealing pages perfectly blank but radiating a subtle vibration. Ink began flowing upward from the spine, shaping words that formed before her terrified eyes. The handwriting was elegant, fluid, distinctly not hers. It spelled her name and today's date, then described her sitting alone, watching the diary unfold in disbelief. Each sentence finished just as her mind completed the thought, as though something was transcribing her very consciousness. Panicked, Clara slammed it shut and locked it again, though the lock had resealed itself without metal or mechanism. She threw it into a drawer, slammed it closed, and tried to sleep through the crackling wind outside. But inside that drawer, faint whispers whispered back. At dawn she found the drawer slightly ajar. The diary sat half open, a new page exposed. In fresh ink, it described her nightmare, how she dreamt of a hallway where pictures moved like film reels, how unseen watchers studied her with mirrored eyes. The handwriting mocked her voice with uncanny precision. Determined to destroy it, she tossed it into the fireplace, flames engulfing it with immediate hunger. Yet, within seconds, the flames subsided, and the diary remained completely intact, its leather darkened but unscorched. On its cover now burned a single phrase, "Burning changes nothing." She contacted a local historian who specialized in occult texts. He listened quietly before asking one chilling question: had she read any entries that mentioned dates yet to come? When she nodded, his expression hollowed, and he told her to bury the diary immediately, far from home. Clara drove for miles toward abandoned farmland, where mist lay thick over skeletal trees. She dug a pit with trembling hands, dropped the book in, and sealed it beneath the dirt. As she walked away, thunder cracked, and the earth twitched beneath her boots like breathing soil. Back home, relief was short-lived. Sprawled across her kitchen counter sat the same diary, dry, clean, and gleaming faintly under fluorescent light. The lock was gone this time, replaced by looping script across the cover: "You cannot bury knowledge." She considered leaving town entirely but found her car keys missing and strange pages pasted over her bathroom mirror. Written across them was intimate detail from her past, moments no one could have known, her first heartbreak, her childhood fears, even the words on her grandmother's deathbed. The next morning, she sought the historian again, only to find his office empty, lights flickering, coffee still warm. Files littered his desk, all labeled with her name. One document described her as Subject Ada 7, the final test case of a failed government cognition project from 1979. The narrative crumbled around her reality. Every reflection distorted slightly, street signs warped, and time stuttered when she blinked. The diary began appearing everywhere, even inside the reflection of her television screen, never actually present when she turned around. Friends stopped returning calls, and photos of her began deleting from social media. In panic, she recorded everything on her phone, streaming to anyone who might listen. The live stream abruptly cut to static after 92 seconds, yet the video kept receiving comments she never wrote. Her final entry on social media appeared 12 hours later, a post she swore she never made. It contained a photo of the diary open to a blank page, captioned simply, "Day 0 begins." No timestamp, no metadata, as if uploaded by something not quite human. Experts analyzing the footage noted impossible reflections, frames capturing movements even though the room was empty. The diary's handwriting allegedly spelled viewers' own names across different countries simultaneously, according to several reports that surfaced briefly before deletion. Meanwhile, Clara's neighbors recalled hearing symphonic tapping noises from her house every night at the same minute. When police forced entry days later, they found her kitchen walls covered in overlapping text, sentences bleeding into each other, written in shifting ink. At the house's center lay the diary, pulsating lightly, its open pages displaying a continuous stream of writing, no visible hand moving the pen. Forensics confirmed each letter formed on its own, ink materializing from microscopic moisture particles in the air. Strangely, surveillance footage recorded time distortion around the diary. Clocks within 10 feet ran backward, and officers experienced flashes of vivid memories they never lived. One described seeing his deceased wife smiling through the diary's reflection before fainting. Paranormal investigators attempted containment, enclosing the book in a lead-lined vault. Within hours, lead corrosion began, as if oxidation had accelerated 1,000-fold. The vault thermostat spiked 90 degrees above ambient temperature, then returned abruptly to freezing without explanation. Government agents seized the artifact under classified protocols, labeling it a neural interference anomaly. But leaked reports mentioned a disquieting fact: the diary continued to update itself despite total isolation, often predicting news events with haunting accuracy. In one entry, it wrote about a plane disaster hours before it occurred, even listing passenger names not yet released. Analysts ran probability models and concluded the accuracy exceeded any measurable chance. That conclusion alone triggered deeper containment orders. Soon, digital backups circulated anonymously online, scanned pages appearing on unidentified forums. Each viewer reported different text when reading them aloud, as though the diary adjusted per observer, rewriting history through cognition alone. FBI linguist assigned to decode its syntax vanished 2 days later. His last email contained one line: "It knows who reads it." Investigators opened his computer and found live text composing itself before their eyes, narrating their every movement in real time. The diary resurfaced briefly at an auction, disguised as an anonymous 19th-century relic. Several bidders reported hearing whispers through the video stream, urging them by name to finish the story. The auction platform crashed immediately afterward, database corrupted beyond repair. Years later, the diary was declared lost, though occasional collectors claimed to recognize it by its shifting cover hue, black under light, crimson in shadow. Each claim ends the same way: files erased, witnesses disoriented, their timelines subtly altered. Theories abound. Some say it's an artifact of an artificial intelligence experiment merging human consciousness with predictive text models. Others insist it's a fragment of reality bleed, a literal glitch where imagination writes itself into matter. One unsettling fact remains constant: the diary only writes when looked at. Cameras refuse to capture its movement, yet it continues when seen through the corner of an eye, as if the human gaze is its ink supply. Clara's disappearance remains unsolved. Every record of her life eventually faded, digital and physical alike, leaving only vague news archives that vanish upon reload. Some viewers claim to still receive her emails, written in the same flowing hand. Occasionally, museum archivists report finding short passages echoing new global events, signed with her initials. When cross-referenced, the time-stamps precede the events by minutes or hours, enough to unsettle even the most skeptical minds. When asked what would happen if the diary were ever destroyed completely, one official answered cryptically, "You cannot erase an author still writing." That comment was redacted soon after as a classification breach. Authorities denied the story entirely, labeling it folklore amplified by internet myth. But unexplained server logs still point to file creations matching the diary's writing intervals, as if somewhere, someone, or something, continues the narrative. And tonight, across countless screens, a new set of words emerges on anonymous browsers in trembling cursive: "You are reading me now." The text refreshes faster than deletion, completing a perfect loop, as if the diary had found its way through the network of human minds. The question remains chillingly simple: if words can write themselves, who is the true reader, us, or the thing that feeds on our attention? Perhaps every page we open is a mirror, and once you read the final line, it begins writing you instead. So if, by chance, you ever come across a locked crimson diary with an unblinking eye carved into its cover, walk away. Do not touch it, do not read it, and whatever you do, never look twice, for it might already be rewriting your story.